Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Christian Wood here from the Houston Rockets, here with my teammate, 𝗖𝗎𝗓 Tate. We're just gonna ask each other a few questions, and I want to start it off by asking you, when did you start playing basketball?
I started playing when I was about 7 years old. My dad actually played, he was a professional. He played overseas for about 18 years and went to Ohio State. So I kind of just wanted to be like him. Like, you know, every little kid wants to look up to their father. And, you know, I played football, but I just have more love for the basketball game.
I feel that. So my next question would be, when did you think that you could make it to the NBA?
I thought I could make it to the NBA probably my last year overseas.
Last year, okay.
I know I had a chance to make it coming out of college, but you know, being a small, undersized guy, the league just wasn't ready for it. You know, and then
for sure.
You know, PJ, Draymond, the small ball era kind of came into play, and then just opportunity presented itself. So I went over there, learned how to play. You know, I think overseas really taught me how to play the game. And, you know, I matured and then I was ready. So what made you start playing basketball and what motivated you?
What made me start playing basketball was just the competitive nature. I wanted to be better than everybody else. And I had a big family, and some people in my family played basketball as well. So we were always competitive, and you know, once I started getting older, you know, guys started thinking that they're better than you. I thought that I was better than a bunch of guys. So I just love that you have to prove yourself just to show that you're better. And there's always going to be somebody that's working harder than you. And you know, at the time when I was younger, I didn't know that. I just thought I was just better than everybody. So that's how I just started out. And what really motivates me is, you know, my mom, my son, just to keep going, just to have that determination.
You know, you've been in the league a few years now, and you've went through adversity multiple times, but just try to, you know, tell me about your journey through the NBA, like how you got here.
It was tough, especially being an undrafted guy, as you know, because you was undrafted. It was tough. You know, you take a different pathway than everybody else. You sign, you know, minimum contracts, then you have to fight to be the 15th guy on the roster, and even from then going on up, you have to fight to even try and get playing time. So that's really the tough part. And I say probably one of the toughest parts of my journey is overseas. I came back from China, and right once I came back from China, I had to go to the D League, and you know, I actually got cut from China, so it was a big leap for me. So for you as well, I would say you went to OSU, to Belgium, to Australia, and then you went undrafted as well, right? So tell me about the same things. I know we kind of had like the same path to being undrafted, but tell me like the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, you remember coming out, we actually played on the same summer league team together, and I ended up breaking my finger.
It was Houston Rockets, right?
No, it was Milwaukee.
Oh, Milwaukee. Okay.
And yeah, after that, I went to Belgium, then to Australia, and then the COVID hit. And when I came back from over in Australia, you know, I had a couple opportunities, but you know, being undrafted is kind of the same thing every year. You try to go to a mini camp or a vet camp and get on the summer league roster, and you're fighting with time from the draft class coming up. You're getting older. It's always that's going against you. And you know, I really just got lucky and blessed with the opportunity to come to Houston during this transition. Some call it a rebuild. I just call it a transition.
For sure. You had a rookie year. You had a rookie first team all rookie. What was the most surprising thing for you?
The level of competition. Every given night you're going against somebody different but elite, and I think that was the biggest adjustment. Is like, you go from overseas where you're basically all the Americans are the best players on the team, where they're the most athletic, where you over here everybody's good, 1 through 15, and you kind of can talk about how you fight for minutes. When everybody's good. If you're here, everybody's good. And that basically was the biggest adjustment. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. As a player, like we talked about earlier, you've been around and you've been in the league a few years, and this team is a little different this year. We have a lot of guys young, and we really, what can you tell, younger players and the younger core?
We both come from, different backgrounds, so where we didn't have things, handed to us. So when you're like a pick or you're drafted or something like that, just, take it day by day and just put the work in and not take this for granted, because there's always somebody out there that's working harder than you, What would you say to the critics who doubted you after making it this far and being a successful NBA player and making first team all-rookie? What would you say to them now?
Nothing, because, that's just the tip of the iceberg for me. It's cool being here, but I want to be here a long time. There's still goals and aspirations that, I have, and I don't care what they have to say, honestly, and I don't care what they believe. And so, I just keep my head down and work towards my goals and, for my family and people in my circle. Another question I got for you, what has been the most difficult time, you think, in your career?
Me being cut from China was probably the most difficult part, because at that point, it was like, all right, I got cut from this team, and then I go overseas and I go to China and I get cut from China, which is like rare. And I knew, the talent that I've always had and the skill that I've always had. And for people to just pass up on it, it was really tough. You kind of have that moment where, damn, is this for me? But I kept with it, I kept working, and it paid off for me. All the work that I put in, it paid off, and I got the opportunity, and I didn't take it for granted. I took off like a rocket. So
yeah, I like that. I like that.